Yeah. We back at it. We back at it. We back at it. And it feels so good each time. It feels so good each time. Every time that I'm with you, it just feels so good each time. It's like the first time, every time. Bend you over, get behind, yeah. First time, every time. Like time repeats. We hear rewind, yeah. First time, every time. Heart skips a beat. Lose my mind, yeah. First time, every time. Like time repeats. We hear rewind, yeah. Yeah, what up, yeah? What's going on? That's just a little off the top of the ditto. Off the top of the ditto. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. Phantm Phuego. And you are now tuned into the news, views, previews, and reviews with just a twist of his ghetto point of view. Ooh. Hope you guys is having a great one, man. Real talk, What can I say? It is just what a wonderful world we living in, man. Oh, what a time to be alive. You and yours versus me and mine's, man. Shit is very scary out here. Shit is extremely freaking scary out here. Like, what do you do? I don't know, but just stay safe, guys. Stay safe. Stay focused. Stay locked in. Just stay humble. You know what I'm saying? Stay sharp. You know what I'm saying? Continue to evolve. Continue to push your craft forward. Continue to try to make things happen in your industry. Continue to network and grow and learn and meet new people. Continue to figure out where's the next evolution of your life. Project that out. Project yourself out 3 to 5 years and figure out the tangible steps you need to get to in the next 3 to 6 months to get you on the road to the 6 to 12 months, to get you on the road to 12 to 18 months, 18 to 24, and then 24 to 36. Because once you have that first 3 to 6 months locked in, 6 to 12 gets a little easier, 12 to 18, 18 to 24, and then year 3, you're really autopiloting the plan, and you should just be in full execution. You know what I'm saying? But those first 90 days, and then 90 to 120, 120 to 240, 240 to 365 to end out that year, and then the first 2 quarters of the following year, that's really the crucial time. Every moment is crucial time. Let me say it like that. Every single moment is crucial time. Every single second is crucial time. But once you've developed and formed the habits in the first 30, 60, 90 days, you refine those habits over the next 3 to 6 month period after that. Figure out what works best. Reformulate things, reattack them in year 2. And you should really be diving into your season of success by year 3. You know what I'm saying? Just some thoughts I'm putting out there on the table. Just a way for us to say, the best part of when I wake up, I say a little prayer for you. Forever, you stay in my heart. And I will always love you. In the words of Wayne Brady, man. In the damn words of my boy Wayne Brady. Anybody ever seen that episode of Wayne when Wayne Brady was on the Chappelle Show? God damn it. I arguably feel that Wayne Brady episode, the humor in it is dry. It's dry as hell. Because it's like Wayne Brady kind of low-key really felt that way about Dave Chappelle. And he probably still does. Because Dave Chappelle used to make some insane jokes about Wayne Brady. Ooh, ooh. Like, and then so Dave Chappelle then says, fuck it. Let's clear the tension by you coming on the show and we'll have you do some Training J type shit. First of all, that's fucking brilliant. It's brilliant because who would expect Wayne Brady to do that? And not only did Wayne, and then it made Wayne Brady look even better when he went back to his CBS show. It really did. And high key, Wayne Brady may actually be that way in real life. A lot of those dudes that have that super clean, shiny polish on TV shit, man, the stories is out there, you know. They get off camera, man, shit get left. They alleging the king of pudding pops is the biggest predator of all time. I mean, so Wayne Brady got that same type of glossy veneer. I can only imagine. And I could be completely wrong. We could all be completely bugging. He could be, you know, he could just get off of work and go work at the Keebler Elf Workshop, you know, making cookies. I have no clue. You know, I have no real idea. I'm just, you know, just thrown out there. You know, we generally see those people that have these really, really super sheeny images, the Pee Wee Hermans and such of the world, that it turned, you know, you look a little too far under the veil. You look a little too far behind the curtain. You go backstage, you know, you get a backstage pass. You get to really see how they make the sausage. May turn you into a vegetarian. You may go vegan. That's all I'm saying. Once you get to see how the sausage is made, you may go vegan. But anyway, this is his ghetto point of view, man. We bring you the news, views, previews, and reviews with just a twist of his ghetto point of view. Got an amazing show locked in for today. It's going to be dope. Some great topics we going to touch on. Some very interesting things have been going on in the world, as you guys have clearly seen, I imagine. Some tragic things have been going on in the world, too. We are losing entirely too many people, entirely too goddamn young. We are losing entirely too many people, entirely too young. Do Black Lives Matter? Do they truly? I'm not mad when I see a rally for a young gentleman like Adam Toledo, R.I.P. to that kid. But when I don't see the same fervor for a little 1-year-old baby named Legend, who literally had to have a shell casing and portions of his skull at 1 year old permanently removed. Yo, that shit make me want to shed a tear thinking about that shit. When I don't see that same level of impartial aggression. Impartial aggression? What you talking about, Phantm? What is that? Impartial aggression? Yeah. If we gonna be mad, let's be mad evenly across the board. And we are mad evenly across the board. Well, we need to be demonstratively mad evenly across the board. Not we just pop up at the parties with the gang and it's gonna be a robbery, tuck your chain, only when we feel like it. I'm a killer, girl, I'm sorry. I'm with the gang. We ain't aiming for your body. Shots at your brain. Shout out to Polo G, man. You know what I'm saying? He be making some of the most wickedest sounding songs, but them just be, he be putting that melody to it, boys. Jeez. She ain't like a body, left the doctor with a new shape. Yo, you know, Polo G reminds me like of a hooder version of Sway Lee. still same insane level of detail and craft to the pen game. I think Sway Lee is low key one of the best writers of all time. But we're not going to have that conversation. What? What? Sway Lee is one of the best writers of all time. This nigga wrote Formation. Just let's just let that sit there. He wrote Formation. And he's been writing amazing hit records since he's been very little. As far as for artist age. But we just gonna sit that there. We just gonna sit that there. We're not gonna go too deep into that, but I think Sway Lee's pen game is so underappreciated. It's crazy. And he's only getting older. Ridiculous, right? So I think Polo G is a hooder version of Sway Lee. And that's not to say Sway Lee ain't got no hood in him, but that's not the market his music is targeted to. So whether he's hood in his personal life, again, we having the Wayne Brady conversation, but just for a hip hop artist. If he's hood in his personal life, he doesn't bring that to the music. And they say it'd be some real hitters in the music game, killers in the music industry, killers in the entertainment industry, period, who try to play all the nice, light, happy things because it helps them escape what they trying to escape. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you got these people who reflect on a lot of dark things in their music and their art, and they may not necessarily have been exposed to those things where they're from. And I'm not saying Polo G is like that. Absolutely not. That brother from the shot. You know how it really gets out there. I am saying that it's just interesting that you have that go on sometimes, where you'll have people that be really from some ish, and they be trying to just make this feel good party music, have a good time, art, party, music videos, silly comedies, romantic comedies, rom-coms as they call them, all type of interesting movies like scary. The kids, the Wayans brothers, they come from the hood, but they making movies like they making like the Wayans brothers TV show, and they making scary movies, and there's these very septuplets, whatever the most recent film is. They come from insanely hard conditions, but you got the older Wayans people being involved in and living color and things of that nature. So you have that. You'll have people who don't want no parts of what they came from and don't want to reflect that in their art and want to reflect a more beautiful, pristine world. Then you have people who come from that and just be like, yeah, I'm just telling my truth. But then you have people who don't come from that at all, or live outside of that, or maybe born around it, but ain't really into it, ain't tapped in like that. And they be talking the most hottie, hot shots. And you be like, what? But bro, your mom's was the principal. You had everything. What? Your mom's made like 60, 70 a year, bro. She was the principal, and your dad was in your life, and your dad was like a EMT, bro. You had a really good life, bro. Yeah, bro, but you know what I mean? That ain't stopped me from being on the block, bro. Yeah, but why was you on the block again? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't want to play ball or learn how to draw or learn film or coding or how to build engines or fix computers. You ain't how to be a dentist. Nah. A baker, a fashion designer. Nah, none of that. You just wanted to just post up with the kids that don't have a stable home, with the kids that don't have a stable roof, with the kids who don't know where they're going to sleep at night because their moms is always bouncing to somebody else's crib. Their dad is always bouncing in and out of jail. They have such an unstable home life. The kids that are in the foster system, with the kids that stay in group homes, you want to be on the streets with them. Why? As a kid that, as a man who once was a kid who went through like a lot of that shit. Why? And I used to reflect a lot of that shit in my early art. But it kept getting realer and realer. And I had to change. I changed and I started rapping a lot about love because I was like, damn, I'm living in this environment. And then I'm seeing my uncles go through mad time. I'm getting more mixy in the streets being stupid. My uncles coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Just imparting me with, of course, all of this brilliant knowledge of how to, be a real man. And of course, that didn't work out or work well. So thank goodness I had alternative influences, because I wouldn't be where I am today. That's a fact. But I didn't like. I was already, kind of dark, and the music being dark it just created this 360 of dark around me. And I never wanted music for that. I loved the music because of how it made me feel. But I also wanted to at least be talking like my contemporaries, you know what I'm saying? And let's keep it a stack. A lot of people rapping in the 90s was talking that gunplay, talking that tough talk, talking that street shit. And I was really out there living in them streets. Not a lot. I'm not going to sit here and act like I was running the block or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? I was making some moves, doing some things, being just unnecessarily rambunctious. I ain't come from a good background by no means, but I had a parent who cared and didn't feel the need for me to be out there in the streets, you know what I'm saying? But when your ribs is touching, you know what I'm saying, you looking, and you don't have better values. I don't feel like I had good values, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no OGs in my corner telling me, there's bigger things out here in life. Think about investing, think about opening your business, think about, you know what I'm saying, pushing your art further. You dope with that shit. Nah, it was just play this. You gotta play this game because it's all a game. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever tells you to get serious. Where I'm from, it's play the game, play it to win, play by any rules. Who cares who you screw over? And who cares who loses their life? Who cares what happens out there? That shit was just getting too dark for me, man. So I don't know what happened in me I wrote a track. I wrote my first track about, like trying to have a single song. I had hooked up with this producer dude. He was like, yo, you should write a track about, you got balls. You should write a track for the ladies. And I did the first one and something just clicked in me. I was like, yo, I really want to do this with the music. Because I just saw the way it made everybody feel. I felt the energy coming off the record. You know what I'm saying? It was a sweet touch and a tender kiss. Now I'm all lost in love's mist, trapped up in my mind's of bliss. Not sure what's fake or it really exists. Goddamn, I smoke too much piff. No one can caress you like I can, or make you feel secure. Do it from the shower to the bed to the floor. My back scratch your hip, oh, we really getting into it. Candlelights and R&B, we really getting intimate. Start off slow, make you moan, speed it up, make you scream. Me on top, you on top, and from the back, it's like a dream. Do it Oreo style. Now your middle begins to cream. I had bars back then. It was cute, you know what I'm saying? Sweet for the moment. Do it Oreo style. Now your middle begins to cream. I didn't rap like I do now, where I would have, oh man, I would have removed so many of those extra words back then had I known how to really sit in the pocket like I do now. Now I damn near don't be saying no words. I said like 3 words for the song. Nah, I'm playing. Sometimes it feels like that though. But I mean that's music. The pauses, the breaks, the knowing where to let the track just do its thing. But yeah, I started off with mad words. A sweet touch and a tender kiss. A sweet touch and a tender kiss. Oh man. And when I wrote that joint, it just felt different. Like I felt this love energy. And I was like, yo, I want to do this with the music. I saw how I was getting responses. I saw people like, yo, this is tight. You know what I'm saying? This is fire. And it just went from there. And that's not to say I stopped doing real joints because I didn't. But I was at that point I was kind of done talking that stick talk as Future would put it. I was done with that. Unfortunately, my life wasn't done being that way just yet. But I felt lighter. I felt the relief. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like there was nowhere for me to leave that shit. There was nowhere for me to leave the street alone. But and rapping now about love, rapping now about positivity, rapping now about relationship stuff, it gave me something different to talk about than everybody was talking about back then in the 90s. And it just helped me stand out. And to transition from that to then doing like more reality stuff and like more politically charged stuff, to then transition kind of full 360 almost back into like this lighter hearted artist but still has the introspective shit, or I guess a collection of all of those individuals, where I see the street shit, I see the political shit and the introspective shit, I see the worldly shit, the having a good time. And then I also got the relationship stuff and just the perspective of, just growing up and being a man out here. That was a long way around the answer, right? That was the longest fuck way around to talk about it. But nah, I feel like Polo G really has a super dope grasp of the game at such a young age. And I feel like he has a lot of that Sway Lee pen game in him. And I feel like both of them are just going to have a super long run and already have had a long run and will continue to flourish. And I wouldn't be surprised if Polo G has the Sway Lee level of success. So he's also starting to write for other people and taking his pen game to that different level. I think that once he gets with that producer that he can full time just lock in with. Because, I mean, of course, he has his people that he goes to, but like Sway Lee and Ray Shremerd, just as a whole, they really benefited from having their own producer that they could constantly go to and grow with and build from. And of course, the relationship was completely reciprocal. As I believe it was Collie Park was their producer guy. I mean, he made so much money off of that, and he was able to just get on so many different records. So having that type of pen game match with your production, like the sky's really the limit at that point, and that's like in any business when you have multiple creative minds who are excellent in their fields all now combining what they do dope. You got somebody dope with the graphics and animation, you got somebody dope with marketing and PR, you got somebody great with accounting and finance and budgeting and fundraising, and you got somebody with an amazing idea and a concept, and they've already put in the core work, and now they're just looking to expand out the team. And you have these people who believe in what you're doing and you believe in their ability to add value to it, and they believe in their ability to get value out of it and add value to one another. The sky's the limit. 3-4 people locked in together can do way more than 30-50 people doing their own thing. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. 4 people locked in working on the same goals will get more done toward that same oriented task than 50 people working on completely separate goals with completely separate ideas, agendas, and no one to help carry the load of the task or to add their expertise or their knowledge to speed things up in particular areas or their resources or their network to get things done with the level of professionalism and the quality and craftsmanship that you're looking for and whatever it is. So, and that's just his ghetto point of view. You dig me? That is just his ghetto point of view. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Wednesdays and Sundays is when we get it in. Wednesdays and Sundays, we get to it. You know how we do it. It ain't nothing to it. We gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. We gonna jump in. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah. Yeah, we back. We back. So please make sure whatever network you guys are on, you continue to like, share, and subscribe to the show. Tell a friend and tell a friend. His ghetto point of view is the hippest train in the galaxy. The coolest show on the planet. You know, we get to it like it ain't nothing to it. You know how we do it. And, make sure whatever platform you're listening on, whether that be, of course, the Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, whichever particular platform you're listening on, I humbly and truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank Anchor for hosting. And, we just going to keep getting to it. It is such a good time when I get to grind out and rock out with you people. I really do love it. I really do feel I have the best audience in all the land. The best audience in all the land. And I couldn't do it without you guys. Really, really, truly believe. I really do truly believe I couldn't do it all without you guys. So, thank you so much. Like, you have no idea. I'm just a little smack right now. Shouts to Granny's Goodies for dropping off a care package last night. Check out, vegan infused snacks. How can you not love that? Shout out to AJ's Kitchen for as always blessing me with the breakfast, lunch, and or dinner platters, depending on what time of day I am in production. And also shouts to A Tomb Raised Pantry for the wonderful CBD infused topicals that they have. If you guys have any elderly folks in your lives that are suffering from chronic pains, check out A Tomb Raised Pantry on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. A Tomb Raised Pantry. Check out AJ's Kitchen if you into really good vegan food, and if you in the edibles. Check out Grandma's Goodies, man. They got CBD or full spectrum edibles. It's a good time. I can not lie to you. And it's vegan edibles too, man. A lot of people be having stuff, but not a lot of people be having vegan stuff, especially vegan gummies, man. Their gummies are so good. And no meat pie products, none of that. Everything is organic and delicious. I can't say enough about it. So check them out. Grandma's Goodies. Grandma's Goodies. Shout to them. Shout to AJ's Kitchen for the amazing entrees. And, A Tomb Raised Pantry be blessing me with the lotions and stuff. And I can't say enough about them. So, really, really good stuff, guys. Really good stuff. But anyway, wish I could keep it so lighthearted and free-spirited. But, we got to jump in. So Nike, to not jump into nothing too crazy first, Nike is going to be refurbishing their sneakers now. You heard me correctly. Nike plans to take old used sneakers, clean them, repair them at their headquarters or their repair shops, or they're going to start changing production shops to repair shops as well if they don't have repair centers for their shoes, and they plan on reselling those at a discounted rate. How do you feel about that? I mean, you already have different shoe designers out here and sneaker customizers who will take a shoe and redo it, recustomize it, get all the parts for it. So there is a market for people who get shoes, done up or redone or retouched, whatever, or customized with embroidery, change the colorways, etc. But this is not that. This is, they're going to take used shoes and put them back on the regular store shelves. So any place Nikes are mainly distributed, there will now also be an alternative section for refurb Nikes. Now, some people might be like, yo, that's dope, because some people can't afford full price Nikes. Some people be like, who the hell want to wear used Nikes? Well, obviously, Nike, a multi-gazillion dollar company, must have done the market research and knows that there must be something in the water where this makes sense to put out to the mainstream audience. Is our financial situation getting so bad that Nike realizes many people will not be able to afford their shoes at their current prices? Just think about that. Is our current financial climate getting so bad that Nike realizes there will be a huge market of people who need shoes for the cheap? And Nike said, we got you. They gonna be used though. Are people so obsessed with having a Nike shoe that they will buy used, refurbished Nikes when they can no longer afford $300, $400, $600 a pair? What the hell is about to happen, gang? So, CNBC article, Nike to clean up used returned sneakers and put them back on shelves. It's an article from April 12th, so this is brand new, gang. This is new information. Shout out to CNBC and Reuters. So let's dig in. Nike said on Monday it will start refurbishing sneakers from Vapor Maxes to Reacts returned by shoppers and selling them at cheaper prices, a service offered increasingly to retailers to reduce consumer waste. The Beaverton, Oregon-based company said it would clean up gently worn, like new or slightly imperfect sneakers by hand and resell them at a value for consumers at certain Nike stores. To qualify for refurbishment, the sneakers need to be returned to Nike stores within 60 days of purchase. Up to 15 U.S.-based stores will carry Nike refurbished footwear by the end of April 2021. This is going to happen right now, with plans to integrate more of this product at additional U.S. stores in the coming year. This is going to be all over the country. And Nike is also continuing to explore future expansion of the program to markets outside of the U.S. Let's get there's impoverished people in every country. There's low-income people in every country. They all want Nikes. Could you imagine this in like just 10 countries in Africa? Nigeria, Togo, Benin, the Congo, the Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Guinea-Bissau, French New Guinea, Papua New Guinea. I might be saying one of those incorrectly. If I am, I apologize. But I think those are all correct. Please, somebody correct me. His ghettopointofview at gmail.com. His ghettopointofview at gmail.com. His ghettopointofview at gmail.com. Just put it in 10 countries. Mali. Cote d'Ivoire. Did I say that right? Cote d'Ivoire? Ooh, y'all didn't think I knew about. Your boy Phantm is world leader than a mofo. Come on. Come on, man. I used to watch Animaniacs back in the day. There's I'm at that my papa. Yo, shout to Yakko Wacko and Dato. Shout to Yakko Wacko and Dato. Shout to Yakko Wacko and Dato. You know what I'm saying? There was y'all remember that episode? If you don't remember that episode, which I think about the reboot of Animaniacs though. Is this good? No. No. Like some of those jokes don't hit the same because they can't tell them how they would want to tell them. The Animaniacs were a bit rude and crude and lewd, and late 90s, early 2Ks, it wasn't, while we were moving in a progressive direction and more culturally sensitive way, it wasn't to the apex or the precipice that it's at now. It wasn't at the height uh, that it currently stands. So a show like the Animaniacs could kind of walk that borderline of being very educational, very funny, very kid friendly, but also have enough stuff in there that adults could sit down with their kids and watch the show and enjoy it. But also the kids would get some type of information and learning. But they referenced a lot of movie stuff. I really enjoyed the writing of the Animaniacs. I think that the Warner Brothers put together a great team for that. I liked it as a kid. I even like it as an adult. I just think it was just a well written show, and it has so many memorable things. Like it literally taught me some Spanish phrases. El elefante es gris y grande. El elefante es gris y grande. El elefante es gris y grande. The elephant is big and gray. El elefante es gris y grande. The white boy literally just sat there for the whole like skit. El elefante es gris y grande. El elefante es gris y grande. El elefante es gris y grande. And it's like, you can't make fun of things like that anymore, man. It's just not allowed. Which is cool in and of itself. I mean, the arts is always going to change, and it's up to you as an artist to change and evolve with the time, with the contemporary time, to make sure your art can resonate and speak to the contemporary audience. If that's what you want, you might not want that. You might just want to do your thing and talk your shit. We are in a time where that's cool too, and you got groups like, Griselda, who can, take it back to that whipping work, and that's appreciated now as well. But I think it's because there was so much of the opposite that it is going to the old is now seen as different and new, which is crazy. But it just shows you how everything moves in ciphers. It shows you how everything moves in ciphers. But yeah, shout out to the article. It's very different. What do you guys think? It's crazy. It's very interesting, guys. I think a lot of things are going to be happening very soon. Wow. It's very interesting. But yeah, this is a really great article, guys. Shout out to CNBC for that. I think that It's definitely a good read. You into Nikes, you into shoes, you into fashion. I mean, some people won't give a damn about this because, like, what about the market, like a Beacon's Closet or something? I mean, there's a whole market of, a place like Beacon's Closet and the whole thrift market. You know, people go thrift shopping. I mean, there's been huge hit records written by people like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Well, really, Ryan Lewis performed by. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. Fuck that. This is his ghetto point of view. I think Ryan Lewis is the talented one, and Macklemore is just, a voice and a person. But anyway, it's just my perspective, man. I mean, that happens in the music industry a lot. That happens in every industry a lot, where you all have idea people, but they might not be the most personable. So you'll get a personality to add personality and personable qualities, personable characteristics or traits, and maybe literally just a personable individual to a situation, so you can reap the benefits of the talents, you know? Crazy. But yeah, it be like that. It do be like that. It is such a crazy world. 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 But in other investment news, guys, really quickly, NFL player LaShawn McCoy uh wants to build a real estate empire using opportunity zones, which is dope. Shout to him. Very dope. Mm-mm-mm. Oh yeah, so sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulty. So for would-be investors who are investing in Clubhouse, a lot of retail investors, as they call us, those who are not going through like large hedge funds or standard old-fashioned ways of having intermediaries at a place like TD Ameritrade, having your own brokerage or investment group that you work with. There are signs that the buzz around Clubhouse is already fading. But investors aren't deterred. I think they should be, to be honest. But I think there are better things you can invest in, like cannabis stocks. I think there are a ton of cannabis stocks to invest in, and I think you should do that, to be honest. But so Clubhouse was all the rage earlier this year, but there are signs that the buzz around it is starting to dissipate. In February, Tesla CEO Elon Musk and Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg hopped onto Clubhouse within a few days of each other, as the social chat app started to take off. Musk even asked Russian President Vladimir Putin if he wanted to join him for a conversation on the platform. Fast forward to today, however, and some of the hype appears to have vanished. The invite-only iPhone app, which celebrated its first birthday last month, allows users to find and listen to conversations between groups of people. It was quickly embraced by Silicon Valley types, and it was backed by well-known venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, whose co-founder speaks on the app from time to time. In a January funding round that reportedly valued it at $1 billion. That is billion with a B, folks. And remember, there was a whole huge conversation about how black people jumping onto the app, giving the app all their energy and their juice, took the app to new heights. I mean, it's the same thing that happened with Twitter. It's the same thing that happened with MySpace. It's the same thing that happened with Facebook. These apps were bubbling. They had a little bit of underground noise going. But once black people, young millennials, jumped on whichever app, the apps go to the roof. And I mean, this has always been how it is. You know, the young people lead the charge in helping push the technology forward. And, you know, that's continued to ring true. And actually, people like Master P came out and said it's disgusting how much we support these apps, but yet don't give the same support to investments and give the same time or energy to projects and even applications made by people out of the community. So, I mean, it's interesting that it's fading, but perhaps maybe Master P coming out and saying that made people kind of change their perspective. On Sunday, Clubhouse confirmed Andreessen has led a new Series C funding round after the information broke the news on Friday. The latest round of investments, which includes new backers DST Global and Tiger Global Management, reportedly values the company at $4 billion, but investors appear to be more bullish than many of the app's users. While some people were desperate to get a Clubhouse invite, some users who are already on the platform are failing to see the long-term appeal. Clubhouse, which was founded in April 2020 by Paul Davidson and Rowan Seth, did not immediately respond to CNBC requests for comment. I think the initial FOMO about getting a Clubhouse invite and trying it out has kind of faded away. And that might be true. You know, it was cool initially at first, but then it kind of started becoming pretentious when you had a bunch of people like literally charging people for it. And I get, you know, you could even argue that those people were paid to charge people for it. So they got paid on both sides. And if they weren't paid, they weren't initially explicitly told to charge people for it. They were told to create pandemonium in whatever way possible. So I can see one influencer or one tastemaker being like, yo, I'm charging $500 for my invites. And that just kind of spiraled out from there. I'll charge you $50. 50 became 100. 100 became 150. Holidays rolled around. People had money that became $600-$700. And people paid it. People paid that, yo, to get on the app. People paid that, yo, to have conversations with people they felt that they would never be able to meet otherwise. It's interesting. What a time to be alive, guys. You and yours versus me and mine, gang. This is very interesting. While some people were desperate to get a Clubhouse invite, some users who are already on the platform are failing to see the long-term appeal. Clubhouse, which was founded in April 2020 by Paul Davidson and Ron Seth, did not immediately respond to CNBC requests for comment. I think the initial FOMO about getting a Clubhouse invite and trying it out has ebbed away, social media analyst Matt Navarra told CNBC. One of the main gripes with Clubhouse is that there's a lack of relevant talks or rooms that users see when they open the app. I tried to get into it for a bit, but the only rooms it was showing me were run by kinds of people who unironically call themselves growth hackers. One user told CNBC, adding that it felt like social media managers arrived before everyone else. Navarra said Clubhouse's challenge is making sure when you open the app you discover lots of great rooms and speakers every time. He added the content quality issue is only going to get tougher as more users are added and quality content gets diluted. Much like when Meerkat users started to send endless dull live streams, Clubhouse is full of spam, scams, and snake oil salesmen. It definitely is. You gotta be careful on that. Timothy Armu, chief executive of Fanbytes, a company that helps brands advertise through social media, told CNBC that showing the right people the right things at the right time is a hard problem and that it can't scale. The elitists have left the building. Mark Andreessen isn't doing stuff anymore. The allure of Clubhouse was that you could also eavesdrop on interesting convos from interesting people. As the interesting people have left, what's the point? Armu noted that the buzz around Clubhouse is also dissipating because people can go outside now as COVID restrictions are eased in countries like the UK and the US. That's very true. I mean, it was a perfect storm for companies like Clubhouse, for companies like Zoom that people needed to be able to do peer-to-peer complex conversations. Even companies like Google, which already had like this Google chat option, but it was able to expand it and make it better and, increase the popularity of it and create, increase the hangout space and the quality of that. So many companies benefited. WhatsApp, kind of had a resurgence because you needed to be able to talk, but also be able to see things. So it was just a good time for those type of companies. Despite the initial fanfare, Clubhouse has been downloaded just 14.2 million times by April 14th, according to data shared with CNBC by app tracking firm App Annie. Meanwhile, social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter boast billions of users. Clubhouse downloads have steadied, according to an App Annie spokesperson. As is with most app launches, there's always a huge download for the first few weeks, which generally tapers down. She said, by comparison, TikTok was downloaded 500 million times in the first 5 months, leading up to April 2020, bringing total downloads to 2 billion with a B. Biatch. Damn. According to Gap analytics firm Sensor Tower. Elsewhere, augmented reality mobile game Pokemon Go was downloaded over 500 million. It definitely was, because I had that shit. I was playing that shit like crazy. Within a few months of going live, according to research firm Statista. Clubhouse versus Twitter Spaces versus Facebook. And you see, that's the other thing, too. When something gets popular like that, you're going to have competitors take the idea. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they're not just going to let you rock. The reason that these companies get to stand the test of time is because they will absorb what you do well. Period. They will hire your people. They will hire your scientists. They will hire your techs. They'll hire your company's president. They'll hire your financial people. They'll hire your marketing. They don't care. Your company will be left depleted, or you will sell to them. That's it. It's get down or lay down. Amazon is the same way. Anyway, some Clubhouse users that arrange events on the app have started looking at alternative options. Sarah Esser, the creator of Sustainability Hub, which hosts several weekly events on Clubhouse for its 41,400 members, told CNBC that she's considering a different platform. I'm trying to get my community off of the platform my All-Star talks elsewhere, says Essa, who claims Sustainability Hub is the biggest climate community on Clubhouse. She said people are leaving rapidly because Clubhouse changed its algorithm, and she accused the firm of failing to listen to user feedback. Finding a new platform is Essa's biggest hurdle right now, but she's considering online events app Hopin, which boasts a valuation of $5.6 billion despite being less than 2 years old. She's less keen on using Twitter's rival to Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces wouldn't work, she said, adding that she's not a huge fan of it. Lots of people don't use Twitter, so it's going to alienate a lot of people. Meanwhile, Mike Butcher, the editor at large of technology news site TechCrunch and the host of the Tech Media Weekly Wrap, ditched Clubhouse in favor of Twitter Spaces last month. However, the foray was short-lived. people, I think, we have to go back to our old clubhouse haunt, the Toll speakers that he invited to onto the show via Twitter after hosting just 2 events on Twitter Spaces. I'm totally up for going back to Twitter Spaces at a later stage when they have ironed out the bugs and added Android, but there are a number of problems. Mm, it do be like that. It do be like that. This article's a dope read. Definitely check it out. It's definitely very interesting. Shouts to CNBC once again. But yeah, if you are investing in Clubhouse, just think about that. Always do your research. Always see what the markets are saying. Do I think Clubhouse will be all right long term? Yeah, it's very possible because I do think that, unfortunately, very sadly, there will be some other situations or events that compel people to have to stay in the house for a minute. Some more of they talking about Michigan and other places are already trying to consider whether this third wave of the virus spreading warrants shutdowns, and we're rolling into the summer. So it's like, if that is already happening, what's this winter about to look like? What is this winter about to really look like, guys? I mean, wow. Just think about it. What is this winter gonna look like? It's an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. But I don't want to be all doom and gloom. But I say the same things. The ant prepares all year while it's nice, while it's spring, saves up waters, food supplies, medical supplies, you know, whatever luxury items you like. The ant will save these things up when it's nice, when the money's good, when everything's flowing, when the season looking good. But some people won't. Some people won't save. Some animals won't save. Can you save the animals that won't save themselves? Won't even at least try. Some people can't. They don't know the tangible steps, but they have a desire to. They want to learn. So they will at least try to go seek the knowledge, or they will humble themselves and seek the people who may have the knowledge they're looking for. But some people won't even try any of those things. Those people you just gotta stay away from, y'all, because those people ain't got a damn thing for you when the shit hits the fan. Just my humble opinion. Just his ghetto point of view. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Man, when it gets spicy out here, you want to have the right people in your corner at all times. When it gets spicy out here, you want to have the right people in your corner at all times. I just can't say that enough, gang. I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. We're gonna take another quick break. We'll be right back. Yeah, gang, we back. So it is that time, man. We do need to, address this situation with these Johnson and Johnson shots. And first of all, I feel it's some fuck shit that they trying to act like Johnson and Johnson shots are the only shots that were suspended anywhere globally or nationally because of clotting issues, whether it was multiple cases or rare. AstraZeneca's shots were suspended in Australia because of blood clotting as well. Seems like the clotting issue is just happening across the board with the shots. Like, I know they were doing out in NYC, they were doing the shots here at Yankee Stadium, and Everybody saw that on the news. Yankee Stadium was used as a big site, and they opened up overnight shots. And in the overnight shots, they gave people Johnson and Johnson. Yo, am I wrong to think that? Wow, that would be crazy. You know, they usually call overnight the graveyard shift. You know, they usually call nighttime the graveyard shift. You know, they usually call nighttime the graveyard shift. You are working the graveyard shift. They quickly canceled dispersing the Johnson & Johnson vaccine at night after about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, at the Yankee Stadium location. No particular word was given why. No particular word was given why. What you saying, Phantom? Like, what you saying? I'm not saying anything. I am just pointing out facts of a situation. What you put together with that is what you put together with that. But if you asking his ghetto point of view, I think there may have been clotting issues in New York City, and they're trying to keep it quiet. Allegedly, there could have allegedly been some clotting going on in New York City with the Johnson and Johnson shot, and they just immediately canceled the AstraZeneca, the Johnson and Johnson vax, and just kept it quiet. And I think it happened at a higher clip than it's happening with the AstraZeneca or the Pfizer vaccine, because it's a lie to think things are not happening with those as well. And we're not going to play like those vaccines were just not in the news for a bunch of different issues going on with those vaccines as well. So all three vaccines are having quote unquote rare cases. So how many freaking rare cases do you have to have, as I stated in the last show, gang, for this shit to add up? How many? I'm not a doctor. I'm not an epidemiologist. I'm not none of that. I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not an ontologist. I'm not an ear, nose, and throat specialist. I think that is an ontologist, right? I mean, okay, I'm not even a common fucking physician. I'm not a lab tech. I don't play Doogie Howser on television. I'm none of that shit. I'm none of that shit. I'm not a part of the cast for Grey's Anatomy. None of it. None of it. None of it. But let me tell you what the fuck I am, though. I am a listener and a critical fucking thinker. Whether it's to a fault sometimes or not, I am a listener and a critical fucking thinker. I listen. I ask questions. I play shit back in my head. I analyze situations. And I try to act accordingly based on that. I am a critical fucking thinker. And I think most of the people that listen to this show are critical thinkers as well. So shout to y'all. And pardon my French. I really do apologize. I know I've been really on a tear lately with the vulgarity. You know what I'm saying? And I really do believe that you do not need to curse to get your point across all the time. But damn it, some bullshit just get on my just get my that's when his ghetto point of view really we really start getting to it. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, in all due respect, gang, anybody who's taking the shot, that's your business. I love you, and I want to know that you're okay. So please send a shout to his ghetto point of view at gmail.com. Tell me your story. Keep it personal, keep it quiet. I respect everybody's confidentiality. Unless you want your story shared, then that's something we could possibly explore for a later show. But just tell me you guys are okay. Tell me you guys are all right. Those who've taken the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, those who've taken the AstraZeneca, those who've taken the Pfizer, those who've taken the Merck vaccine. There's so many different vaccines being shared now. And I think that only further adds to the problems that we're seeing. I mean, you see in cases where 15 million vaccine doses are being ruined because the Johnson and Johnson and AstraZeneca vaccines got accidentally blended together at a lab that was preparing them to ship to a region. 15 million doses of vaccine completely destroyed. Like, I mean, just think about that. That is crazy. That they have that much. That there is such a high volume of this vaccine being manufactured so so readily is. I mean, first of all, it's a modern for modern medicine. It's a marvel for modern medicine, and it shows you how science is continuing to advance forward and march on, and either get back to the civilizations, technologies of old that we may have lost, or creating our own new path, whichever it is. I think it's a beautiful thing to see things continue to move forward and progress on. And I know one of the people's arguments is, oh well, science takes time. That's true. But as science progresses, there should be more efficiency to science. So it shouldn't take the time that it always took. You should be able to taper those times down as things progress over time and get more efficient. But I do think it's an extreme taper down to take something that is studied for 10 or 15 years and turn it down to 6 to 8 months. I think that might be a bit much. I think that that's a lot for the people to deal with as a whole. I think you'll always have those early adopters, like with any technology, who will take it on first and be the representatives for everyone else. But I think that in general that might be a lot. That's a little spicy. And people think, I think that it's only natural for people to have some reservation about something that normally takes 5, 10, 15 years to see full short and long term results, to rush this out, to give it emergency authorizations because it could never pass proper authorization, to give these shots the emergency authorization because you feel the pandemic is such a high fever pitch that we have no other recourse, is, while may be medically necessary in some people's minds and commendable that they would have the bravery to even try such a daring task, it is not without consequence. And when we look back on this, and in the future, 50 years from now, will the consequences that we paid be worth a ailment that don't want to sound crazy, but according to the science, because that's what we're supposed to be following, right, has about a 95% survival rate. Let's lower it to 90 to be sensitive to people who've been lost in every age range and every age bracket. 90% survival rate. I don't know, but I guess we will find out and time will tell. So MSN.com reports the US CDC said its analysis did not find any safety issues or reason for concern, recommending healthcare providers continue to administer the vaccine. Yeah. I don't know about that, y'all. Several states in the United States have temporarily shut down use of this vaccine. Total of 18 people in North Carolina reported side effects, 11 people in Colorado. Yeah, this is crazy. It's a very interesting story, gang. What are you gonna do? What are you going to do? I was excited. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I was excited because I was falling in love with you. Now that I've fallen, what am I gonna do? I'm beside myself. So Yahoo News has an article. What do Mm-mm. What am I gonna do? The Guardian article. I apologize, gang. I said Yahoo by mistake. Fear that Johnson & Johnson pause could heighten hesitancy in the U.S. A deflating pattern is emerging in rural conservative and vaccine hesitant states as authorities worry that states' stakes could not be higher in those same communities. Teton County, Wyoming, is at the vanguard of America's COVID-19 vaccination campaign. But it isn't celebrating. The county has vaccinated far more people proportionally than most of America, 39%, compared to less than a quarter nationally. Local authorities are concerned they may have hit a saturation point. Vast, rural, and conservative Wyoming is one of the most vaccine hesitant places in the nation. And fewer people are signing up for vaccine clinics. Similar patterns are emerging across the United States. Local authorities now worry the rare potential side effects of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, so infrequent a person is twice as likely to be struck by lightning, could You see, when y'all gotta put that stuff in there, and y'all gotta you more likely to get struck by lightning than have a COVID vaccine outbreak. Then motherfuckers been getting struck by lightning then, bro. It must be a bunch of crispy Negroes running around out here because motherfuckers been getting struck by lightning. Don't tell me they have not. Don't tell me they have not. So infrequent a person, shut up, could confirm the worries of some already hesitant to get vaccinated. There was so much interest we got through all the priority populations. We opened to the general public and then just went flat, said Jody Pond, the Teton County Health Department director. There is still interest, she said, but definitely less. A similar deflating pattern is emerging in Malheur County, Oregon. We were really hoping we would have herd immunity by the middle or end of summer, and that's just unlikely now, said Sarah Poe, director of Malheur County Health Department. This is going to be ongoing for at least the next year, which nobody wanted to hear. I mean, but I do think the good thing is if you're saying you got through the priority groups, so you're saying the groups that are not getting it now are the groups that are less priority to get a bad case. So does it matter as much at that point? I'm just trying to figure it out. Does it really affect anything if they don't get it? Like, if it doesn't, if they're not that likely to have a fatal reaction to the virus and getting the antibodies in their system are naturally, while insanely, uncomfortable, I imagine, and not inconvenient. If it wouldn't put them or anyone else who's in those high risk groups at any additional risk, at that point it's got to be something the person decides. To me, his ghetto point of view. You may have a different view. I respect it. You can too. In both instances, experts said these counties are a potential vision of the future of America's vaccination campaign, one which will completely move from shortage to surplus at a time when the Johnson & Johnson vaccine may prove especially useful in reaching the most marginalized, conservative, and vaccine hesitant. Why? Because it's one shot? Nah, I'm good. Similar scenes are playing out in Mississippi, where the state struggled last week to fill 73,000 vaccine slots. Among the article goes on to say there are 3 vaccines authorized for emergency use. Of course, we know that already. This week, scientists recommended Johnson & Johnson vaccines be temporarily halted while they investigate the cases of blood clotting. For people who are worried about the novelty of the mRNA vaccines, who would have trouble getting a day off of work to get vaccinated or recover, Johnson & Johnson vaccine held significant advantages. Don't want to see how, if you're still going to get sick and maybe need a few days to recover. But yeah, it's a dope article, man. Check it out. So we're gonna take a quick break, gang. This is his ghetto point of view, bringing you the news, views, previews, and reviews with just a twist of his ghetto point of view. Shout out to the Guardian for the dope read. We'll be right back. Yeah, so once again, thank you guys so much for rocking and vibing. Please make sure you hit your notifications, like it, favorite it, add it to your playlist. So whichever particular platform you're listening on, wherever you get this show at, whether you in the gym vibing, whether you on the court hooping, whether you in your whip, heading to work or going from work on the train bopping, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you listen to the show at, if you at your desk, you know what I'm saying, waiting to get out, but his ghetto point of view help you just get through the day a little faster. You janitor mopping up that floor, whatever you do, man, we appreciate it. You a baker getting it going in the kitchen like they do over at AJ's Kitchen, playing this. We appreciate the love. So whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Anchor, etc. Thank you for taking the time out. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. And I truly and humbly appreciate that. I got the greatest audience in the world. The questions you guys ask me, the feedback you give me, the links you send me, the critiques, the criticisms, the good and bad, the ugly, it all helps me grow to continue to cultivate. And thank you so much for all the donations you guys continue to send. For those that haven't had a chance yet, please help, give till it helps, not till it hurts, but please do give. PayPal.me/Phantm Phuego, PayPal.me/PHANTM PHUEGO, and at Venmo at Phantm-Phuego-42. That is Phantm PHANTM PHUEGO Phuego and 42 Phantm-Phuego-42 on Venmo, and PayPal.me/Phantm Phuego. Everyone who has been donating, thank you so much. Please continue to do so. Every single dollar only helps me continue to push the show forward, bring in the dope guests, keep the dope vibes going, help our production quality continue to expand, help our production capabilities to continue to soar, help us to continue to just be able to put in focus, time, attention, and detail into providing you guys this consistent quality experience. This is his ghetto point of view, bringing you the news, views, previews, and reviews with just a twist of his ghetto point of view. Ooh. You guys are the best audience in the world. I'm your host, Phantm Phuego. Catch you guys on Sunday. Peace. Wednesday. I'm tweaking. Jesus. Shouts to grannies. Grandma's goodies. Shout out to Grandma's goodies. Peace.